Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back into my channel. So in this lab, we're going to configure AAA authentication on Cisco routers. So before we start with this lab, let's go ahead and look at the cert guide for the CCNP and core book and try to understand what are the deep meaning of AAA. So we all know that AAA is an architectural framework for enabling a set of three independent securities. So authentication is enable a user to identify and verify prior of being granted access to a network device or a network services. So authorization is defined as an access privilege and restriction to be enforced of an authenticated user. So accounting provides the ability to track and log user, including the identity, start and stop time, executed command, that is CLI command, and so on. In other words, it maintains a security log of events. So AAA requires a protocol designed to carry authentication requests and responses, including authorization results and accounting logs. There are many AAA protocol available, but there are two most popular ones are remote authentication dial-in user services, which is radius, and terminal access control and access control system plus, which is TACACS plus. So here it explains the TACACS plus, and in the bottom here it explains the radius. So it gives you the table of these two. So it says that the component, like says that protocol and port use. So radius use Cisco implementation. So UDP port 1645 authentication and authorization. UDP port 1646 accounting and industry standard. UDP port 1812 authentication and authorization, and UDP port 1813 for accounting. And TACACS Plus just use TCP port 49. Encryption for radius, it encrypts only the password field support EAP for 802.1x authentication. With TACACS Plus, it encrypts the entire payload that do not support an EAP. So authentication and authorization. So with radius, a combined authentication and authorization cannot be used to authorize which CLI command can be executed individually. With TACACS Plus, it separates authentications and authorization and can be used for CLI command authorization. So accounting for radius does not support network device CLI command accounting. For TACACS Plus, it support network device CLI command accounting. So primary use, last but not least, so secure. So with radius, a secure network access. For TACACS Plus, network device services control. So like I always said, I'm gonna leave a link of this PDF book in the bottom of the description section on this video, so you could have it for free if you would like. Let's go ahead and jump in to this little slide that I prepared here. So what is a AAA? So authentication, authorization, and accounting is an architectural framework to gain access to computer resources, enforcing policies, auditing users to provide essential information required for building or services, and other processes essential for network management and security. So this process is mainly used for that network and software application resources are accessible. So to some specific and legitimate users, so AAA concept is widely used in reference to the network protocol radius. So there go an architecture here, a little topology that shows you is AAA and the network, NAS, and the client here, the user. So let's go ahead and just drop down real quick. So the first steps, so it says that authentication is the method of identifying the user with the help of the user authentication credentials. It checks if the user is legitimate and do not, or if the user has access to the network. So by checking if the user's credential match with the credential stored in the network database, so after the authentication is approved, then the user gain access to the internal resources of the network. So it shows here, you know, firewall and different architectures. You could take a look at this yourself. So let's jump to the authorization. So for the user to perform certain tasks on the or to issue a command to the network, so he must get authorization that determines the extent of access to the network and what type of service and resources are accessible by the authenticated user. So authorization is the method of enforcing policies. So accounting, in the other hand, in this stage, the user of system resources by the user is measured. So login time is measured, data sent and data received, and logout time. So accounting process is carried out by logging out the session statistics and usage information that is used for authorization control, billing resources and utilization. So the pros and cons. So AAA framework increase the scalability of a network. Scalability is the property of a system to handle a growing amount of work by adding resources to the system, and it causes increased flexibility and better control of the network. It helps maintain standard protocol in the network. So Radius allows for unique credential for each user. So IT admins will have a central point for the user and system authentication. So the cons is that on Radius server, configuration and the initial setup can be very complicated and time consuming. So it's a very hard choice to determine which is the best Radius server, software, and implementation model on your organization. So maintain can be difficult and time consuming for especially the on-premises hardwares. So guys, let's go ahead and start configuring AAA authentication on Cisco routers. So first and foremost, we've been provided with the devices here, the NFS, the IP address, and the subnet mask and default gateway and switch port. So these are the tasks that we've been asking and the things that we're going to be working with on this lab. So router 1, this router here, 2 and 3, we have to do what? We have to configure authentication on console and VTY using the AAA local, so verify, and then on PCA, then bang, so on server, TACACS, or whatever. So now, first thing first, it says that we have to test the connectivity. So let's ping from PCA to PCB. So let's see something. So what's the IP of PCB here? Let's grab this. What's the IP? The IP of PCB. What's PCA and command? So let's ping it. Let's hit. Let's see if we can paste it. Oh, no. So paste. Okay, so now let's grab the IP of PCC2 as well. Okay, so now let's grab the IP of PCC, which is this one here. You grab the IP, and then we do an up arrow. We will remove the IP of PCA, and then we hit that, we paste it. Now it asks us to, so we got a ping also. So now we got a ping PCB. We got a ping PCC from PCB, correct? Let's see. Let's double check to make sure. So we have to ping, yep, PCC from PCB. So let's go ahead and grab the IP of PCC. The IP of PCC is this IP here. Let's go ahead and grab it. And let's ping from PCB. So we gotta hit ping and then type in the IP address as we, okay. So now, so from PCB, we just ping PCC, let's try. It's the IP of PCC. See if we have it here. So it's .3.3.3. So we good. Okay, so first thing first, what do? It says that we have to configure a local username on router 1. So let's go on router 1. Let's move it here. We know we got to type in the username and password. So and then let's grab the, I'm sure it's maybe this password. If it's not, then it could be the other one. So let's go ahead and type in this and hit that. Let's copy, space. So we're not good. So then it should be this one here. Let's copy and let's paste it. Okay, so now we on enable mode and then we gotta type in this IP here. Or it says bad secret. So what IP that we may not, what password are we using? Okay, so we in conf T. Now the first thing it's asking us to do is to configure a username of admin1 with a user secret of admin1 PA55. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we do user admin, admin1, and the secret is admin1 PA55, right? So now it says that we have to configure a local AAA authentication for console access on router 1. So enable AAA on router 1 and configure the AAA authentication for the console login to use the local database. So this will be, we gotta do AAA authentication login default local. Okay. Oh, my bad. So we gotta do, I think we did. So we didn't do AAA new model. Okay, so then, and then we can opt out, then do that. So now let's do the line configuration for the AAA. So in this here, we're trying to get this to access this TACACS Plus server. So let's do the line console 0, and then we could do the login authentication as default, right? Now let's see what else it was asking. After doing this, it says to verify the AAA authentication method. So verify the user execution login in the database. So let's try to add and exit. Now the username should be the username here that we used that we're just using. Let's copy it. Let's paste it here. And then the password is this password, and hopefully it works. It doesn't give us any headache. Make sure that you copy this with no period in the back of it. So let's hit, what is wrong with this? So we had that very good. Just trying to making funny. So admin 1 and admin 1 PA55. See? And then we enter. We got to use the password of the router so we can log in. The enable password should be, the enable secret, it should be this one here, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully it takes it. So sometimes when we type in, when we copy things, it's hard. Okay, so let's type it. So Cisco ENPA55. Okay, so we in. Now, we done all these steps until here. So verify the AAA authentication method. So we verified this already. So in part 2, it says that we have to configure local AAA authentication for VTY line on router 1. So we already on router 1. So let's use, it says configure domain name and crypto key to use with SSH. So let's go ahead and put this on the configuration mode. And let's do IP domain name. Let's call it CCNP. Let's call it CCNP underscore version 8.com, right? Now, let's do crypto. Let's do a crypto key generate RSA. So let's do a 1024. That's what we've been told. That's got to do. Let's see. So where we are? So that it says we got to use the 1024 bit. So let's do it. And now we got to configure the name list AAA authentication method on VTY line on router 1. So configure a name list called SSH login with all capital to authenticate login using the local AAA. So let's do that. So we got to do AAA authentication, and login. Let's say SSH dash login, and then local. Local. Now we got to do the VTY line as we've been told to as well. So let's check. It says that so it says that to configure the VTY line to use the defined AAA authentication method. So configure the VTY lines to use the name AAA method and only allow SSH for remote access. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we got to do line VTY 024. The reason it's 024 is because routers don't come with that much port. So if it was a switch, it'll be 0 to 15. So login authentication SSH dash login, all capital. Now, what else we do? So now on step 4 says we have to verify the AAA authentication method. So verify the SSH login. So we haven't finished yet. We got to do the transport, the SSH. So transport key, transport input, SSH. So let's do that. And then now we got to use PC. So in this step, we have to use, so verify the SSH configuration, verify SSH configuration SSH to router 1 from the command prompt to PCA. So basically, all it's asking is to use PCA to log into this router and use SSH to do that. So now, just so you remember, let's see. So all that is to use SSH and then /that. So we could do SSH dash -L. And what was the username that we used? So it was admin1, and the IP address of the router 1 is as follows. So this IP here. So let's grab it and let's paste it here. So we should be in. So yep, it asks us for the password. So the password should be ADMIN1PA55. We should be okay. So we log in. Now we gotta use the password of the remote secret password for the router, which is CISCO ENPA55. We should be in. So we log in. So we pretty much done with this section here. So from here to there, we done. So this is the step that we just did here. So if you were to check the TACACS server, see something? We go on AAA, you will see the IP address of the router, right? So now let's go ahead and see what else we gotta do here. Okay, so on the third part, it says to configure server-based AAA authentication using TACACS Plus on router 2. So we have to configure a backup local database entry called admin. So let's go ahead on router 2. So remember, we got to log in with username and password. So EN, so that should be the console. See if it's this password. Let's see if it's this password. Now, uh-oh. So we copy and let's paste it here. Okay. Oh. Okay, so let's type it in. So it's Cisco con PA 55. Oh, it says bad password, so let's use the bottom one. So it's to EN. So Cisco ENPA 55 should be this password. Okay, so we in. So we got to do conft. So basically, all it asks for is that. So we got to configure a backup local database entry called admin. So for backup purposes, configure a local username of admin2 and a secret password of admin2 PA55. So it's basically almost everything that we've done in router 1 with the exception that, so let's do username admin2, as we've been told here, admin2, and the secret should be admin, admin2 PA55. So then, now it says that to verify the TACACS Plus server configuration. So we got to verify it. So ping the TACACS Plus server to verify that it is reachable from router 2, right? So you want router 2, let's do, I wonder if I can ping here. Do I got to get out? So do ping. What's the IP address of, so ping the TACACS server to verify that it is reachable on, from router 2. So the TACACS server IP address is this, is as follow. So it's 192.168.2.2. So let's copy it and let's see if we can paste it here. So we paste it. Yep. So bingo, it reachable, so we good. Now, what else we do? So it says that to click the TACACS Plus server on the service tab. So let's go on the TACACS Plus server. We click it, and then it says on the service tab, which we already here. So on the service tab, what else we do? Come on. Okay, so on the service tab, on the service tab, click AAA. Notice that there is a network configuration entry on router 2 for router 2 and a user setup admin for router 2. So let's check it. So yep. So we have a router 2, we have the IP address, which is the IP address of the, let's see which IP will that be. So that's probably the IP address of the server. That's the, yep, that's the IP address of router 2. And we get the TACACS, so we get the user. So on the user, we have admin2, and the password is admin PA55. So that's basically what that is. So now let's close the TACACS server. Let's move forward with the rest of the configuration. So what else we do? So we basically here now. So on step 3, it says to configure the TACACS Plus server specifics on router 2. So configure the AAA TACACS server IP address and a secret key on router 2. So note the common TACACS server host and TACACS server key are duplicated. So currently Packet Tracer does not support the new common TACACS server. So we got to use this as command. So let's go ahead and continue doing just what we've been told. So we got to do TACACS server host and the IP address of so the IP address, so 2.2, see which IP is 2.2. Oh, so it's the TACACS server. Oh, see, let's copy it. Let's paste it here. So enter, and then what else we do? So we gotta use the password for the TACACS server. So we gotta do that with, see if we have that here down here. Oh, look at this. So it's already down here. So let's just see if we can copy it and paste it. So copy, let's paste it. So then it says that we have to configure the AAA login authentication for console access on router 2. So enable AAA on router 2 and configure all login to authenticate. using the AAA TACACS Plus server. If it's not available, then use the local database. So let's go ahead and do that. So all that is to use the AAA command and then do new model and hit enter, and then we do the AAA again. We do the authentication, then we do the login, the default group. We say TACACS plus and local. So now we got to do the line. We got to do the line. Yep. So we got to do the line. So configure the line console to use the defined AAA authentication method. So configure AAA authentication for console login to use the default AAA authentication method. So let's go ahead and do line VTY 0 to 4, as you remember. Oh, 0. So it should be just 0. And then we do login authentication as default. So then, okay. So now it says verify the AAA authentication method. So verify the exit. So verify the user execution login using the AAA. Verify user execution login using the AAA TACACS server. So I think all that is asking is just grab this and go on desktop and then go on command prompt, and then you do SSH / ... then you put SSH -L, and then we use the username, which is admin2, and the password for the second router is as follow. So I think this password should be this. Yeah, so it should be a second. I'll make sure which password should be using here. Let me see something. To show IP and BR. It should be this IP. So it says to what it says. It says verify the user execution login using the AAA. So we gotta verify something here. And what that is just a second. So basically, all it's asking is to okay, guys. So I think all it's asking is just to so all it asking is so we'll get back to this one here. So let's go ahead and just do part 4. So it says that okay, so verify user execution login using the TACACS using the AAA TACACS Plus server. Just a second. Okay, so all it's asking is just this. So basically, all it's asking is just this. Here's what it's asking. So with this, let's edit and then exit. So we got to use the username, which is this username. Just copy. And then the password is this password. So that's all it's asking. So let's do that. So you could tell this says login invalid. So let's try it again. So we have admin2 and the password is admin2 PA55. So we good. So we could do EN and then now we got to put was it Cisco? See what that is up here. Yeah, so it's Cisco ENPA65. So let's do that. So let's say Cisco NAPA55. So that's all it was asking for to verify that step. Okay. To verify that steps on step 6. So now on part 4 says to configure server-based AAA authentication using radius on router 3. So all that is just you. So all that is just follow the same step on router 3. So let's go ahead And port router 3, as you know, it's going to ask us for this password. See if we can, okay. So the password on router 3 should be Cisco ENPA55. So we good. So conf T. So now let's see what we have here. It says we got to use for backup purposes, configure a local username of admin3 and a secret password of admin3 PA55. PA55. So let's go ahead and do username admin3. Oh, sorry. Username admin3 and secret is admin3 PA55, just like we were told. Now, just like we are told, So now, what do? We says to verify the Radius server configuration, click the Radius server on the tab, on the service tab, and click AAA. Notice that there is a network configuration entry for router 3 and a user setup entry for router 3. So let's go on the Radius server and hit AAA, and bang, there we go. We have an admin3. The username is admin3 and the password is admin3PA55. So yes, it's verified and it's right there. So now what else it asks us to do? Let's close this. So it says that configure a backup local database entry called admin. Oh no, we've done that already. So it says that we have to configure the Radius server specific on router 3. So configure a AAA Radius server IP address and secret key on router 3. So configure the server name RAD server. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's say Radius. Let's say Radius server RAD server. So it says packet tracer does not support Radius server. Command. So it says here packet tracer does not support Radius server command. So in that case, this step should be skip. So then so we should give it an IP address, but IP address. So we should say address So basically, the rest of the steps that packet tracer does not support, so all that is just this. And then we should have what? We should have, so IPv4, and then 192.168.3.2, assuming this is the IP address of the Radius server, which is, yep, the IP address of the Radius server. And then we should hit enter. but it's the packet tracer doesn't support this, so it's not gonna take it. And then we should put the key. The key should be radius. So radius 50, PA 55. As if you check, and then we should have the authentication. So then the rest of these should be the AAA new model and the authentication login default group as radius local, and the line console should be 0, and the login authentication should be default. And after that, that should be it. So thank you guys. I apologize that we can't finish the rest of this due to the only reason that Packet Tracer doesn't support the radius server command to finish this configuration lab. But we could post this, and we're gonna post these lab activities so you could take a look at it. And if you use an actual physical routers, you could do that, but it's not that easy to find 3 routers. But for knowledge purposes, the rest of this command is just these as follow. So let's pull that and just give you the rest of it. So let's say, so the rest of this command should be, let's see if I can write on this. Oh, we gotta enable this. Okay. Oh yeah, right. So the rest of the command should be as follow. So it's radius server rad, or any name that you want to give it. Give the server, but for the lab purposes, that's what it asks for. And then you should put address, IP version 4, and the IP address of the radius server should go there. And then you should do the new model, the AAA new model, so it should be all lowercase. The AAA new model. So new model, and then the rest should be the AAA authentication login default group, and then radius local, and the line should be line console 0, and then the login authentication should be default. That should be the end of your lab. So these are the rest of the comment, and unfortunately that Packet Tracer doesn't support the radius command. So we can use GNS3 to make this lab, but I'm going to post this as well. So it says here, just go ahead and pull that. So it says here, note. So if you follow here with me, it says that Packet Tracer does not correctly, says Packet Tracer does not correctly score configuration using the radius server command. So that's why. So there's not much that we can do since Packet Tracer doesn't support that. But again, thank you for following along. I'll see you in the next lab, but as for the CCNP and core exam, that should be the last lab of it. Thank you. Bye-bye.